You are not going to feel like it today. Maybe you did not feel like it yesterday either. Maybe this whole stretch has been one long, gray, motivationless slog, where the thing you know you need to do sits in front of you every single day like a wall you cannot find the energy to climb. The alarm goes off, and your body says, no. The work calls, and your mind says, later. The goal is right there, and your soul says, not today. And the terrifying part is that you've been saying not today for so long now that not today is starting to feel like never. I am here to tell you something that cuts through all of that noise and lands like a hand gripping your shoulder. The feeling is irrelevant. It always has been. It always will be. The feeling is not the qualification. You do not need to feel like doing the thing in order to do the thing. And the moment you truly internalize that, not just understand it intellectually, but feel it in your gut as an unshakable operating principle, your entire relationship with your own potential changes forever. Welcome to Motivation Daily. Today, we are going to talk about the single most important habit you can build, doing the work regardless of how you feel about doing it. Let me tell you about Kobe Bryant. Not the highlights, not the championships, the 4:30 in the morning. That is where this story lives. Kobe Bryant was one of the most talented basketball players who ever lived. He could have coasted. He could have shown up when he felt like it and still been better than most people in the league on their best days. But Kobe did not operate that way. He trained at 4:30 every morning, not because he always felt electric and motivated and desperate to be in the gym, but because he had decided that his standard was not connected to his mood. His teammates would show up to practice having already completed their first workout. His opponents would start the day hours behind him before they had opened their eyes. And over a 20-year career, those hours compounded into a gap so vast that it looked like supernatural talent from the outside. It was not supernatural. It was 4:30 in the morning, on the days he felt like it and the days he did not, without exception, without negotiation, without waiting for permission from his feelings. That is the secret. That has always been the secret. But let me get even closer to the life you are actually living. Think about a writer named Steven Pressfield. He spent years trying to write his first novel, years of sitting down, producing nothing worth keeping, walking away, telling himself he would come back when inspiration struck. And one day he realized something that changed everything. Inspiration does not precede the work, it follows it. The muse, as he calls it, does not show up to an empty desk waiting for you to feel ready. It shows up to a full desk, to a person already in motion, to a practice already underway. He called the force that stops you from doing your work the resistance, the invisible internal enemy that tells you today is not the right day, that you are not ready, that the conditions are not right. And his answer to the resistance was simple and absolute. Sit down and work anyway. Every day, whether the words come easily or not, whether the inspiration is there or not, whether you feel like a genius or a fraud.
He went on to write The War of Art, one of the most important books ever written about creativity and the discipline required to sustain it. And it exists only because he stopped waiting to feel like writing and started writing regardless. Think about the person who has been trying to get healthy for years. Not someone famous, someone you might know, someone who tried every program that required motivation to sustain, the 30-day challenges, the transformation plans, the approaches that worked brilliantly for the first 2 weeks when the novelty was still providing the fuel, and then quietly collapsed the moment life got complicated and the feeling disappeared. And then one day, this person stopped relying on feeling like it. They made a decision so simple it almost felt too small to be significant. I am going to move my body for 30 minutes every single day, whether I feel like it or not, and I am not going to negotiate with myself about it. No motivation required, no perfect conditions, just the decision, made once, honored daily. 6 months later, this person had lost weight they had been trying to lose for a decade. Not because they found a better program, because they stopped outsourcing their consistency to a feeling that was never going to be reliable enough to carry them. Here is the physiological truth underneath all of this. Your brain is wired to conserve energy. It is not designed to want to do hard things. It is designed to keep you safe, comfortable, and alive, which, in the modern world, means it is constantly lobbying for the path of least resistance. When you feel like doing the work, your brain has temporarily stopped lobbying and the path is clear. When you do not feel like it, the lobbying is loud and persuasive and sounds exactly like wisdom. It sounds like self-awareness. It sounds like knowing your limits. But it is not wisdom. It is biology doing what it was designed to do, and you are a human being with the capacity to override it. That override, that act of doing the thing in the face of every biological signal telling you not to, is what builds character. It is what builds identity. It is what builds the unshakable, unborrowable, cannot be taken from you confidence that comes from knowing you are someone who does what they said they would do, on the hard days and the easy ones, in the mood and out of it, when it costs something and when it does not. So today, I am not asking you to feel motivated. I am not asking you to find passion or renew your excitement or reconnect with the vision that lit you up when you started. I am asking you to do one thing, just one, the thing you have been putting off because you have been waiting to feel like doing it. Do it anyway. Not when the feeling arrives, now, in the absence of the feeling, in the full uncomfortable presence of not wanting to. Because on the other side of doing it anyway is something that waiting for the feeling will never give you, the proof that you are stronger than your excuses, more powerful than your moods, and capable of building a life that does not depend on how you feel on any given day. The feeling will follow the action. It always does. But first, you have to move. Share this with someone who has been waiting to feel ready before they start. Subscribe to Motivation Daily. We show up every single day so you remember to show up too. Drop a comment and tell me what is the one thing you are going to do today even though you do not feel like doing it. Name it, then go do it before you talk yourself out of it. Let's go.